Happy Tuesday, everybody, and happy Election Day. Hopefully you have gone out and done your civic duty and voted in what will no doubt be an historical election day. So we're going to talk about a topic today that we haven't talked about in a couple of sessions, and that's really payments. And so we're going to actually take a look at the payment features that are available inside a Travel Pro Suite and some considerations that you need to take into account when collecting payments inside of your travel agency. And then we'll also touch on some new features that we now have available for you that you may not be aware of. So let's get to it. All right, I am going to show you our payments feature. And so if you are a Travel Pro Suite member, you have the ability to collect payments through 3 different sources. We support integration with Stripe. So if you will need to have your own Stripe account. We do not do any processing for you. So you will connect your Stripe account. I actually have an entire class on how to do that and the way that you need to configure your Stripe account so that you can be successful. We also integrate with Square, PayPal, NMI, and Authorize.net. And then we also have a custom integration if you're looking for an alternative processor to that. We also can help hook you up with that. All right, so what you're seeing now is our payments feature. And there are 5 things that I want to go over with you all today that you may not necessarily know about. And if you do, I want to just make sure that you have a really good understanding of what these features will do for your business. The first thing I'm going to start with is our text to pay links that you can do. We have this whole payment links system. So let's say somebody needs to make a quick payment on something, or maybe they want to pay extra and it's out of their cycle. You can send them a payment link and set that up inside of the system. So let me show you how you do that. Our payment links are going to be right here underneath payment links. And all you need to do here is click on payments links, and you get to it through payments. Click on payment links, which is going to be on the top. Create a new payment link, and you're going to select a product. So I'm going to select, I think we have a Cancun selection here, which is a deposit for $250. And then I'm going to select, this is actually the person's name that they're going to be filling in when you send them the link. You're going to, on the left-hand side, determine what field you want to have them complete. I recommend phone number, email address, and if you want their address, you can also have them collect address. If you have a coupon that you're running, you can also allow coupon codes. And then we typically don't, in our industry, we typically don't adjust the quantities. But if you do have a situation, let's say you're selling retail, I know some travel advisors who are actually selling retail in their travel, you can do that as well. And then this pay is really what the call to action button is going to be. So you can be pay, book. We don't traditionally have donate. And then here on the branding, you can have this be without or with branding, or you could even change this. So if you want this to be, by your name or something else, you could do that too. And then for you all, what I would recommend is you always have some sort of terms and conditions, and that you include the link to your terms and conditions document, your website. We have an entire training on terms and conditions and the fact that you need to surface terms every single time you are collecting payment. So I would just add a terms and conditions link here. And if I were a different person, but for fear of my computer completely crapping out, I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to put I accept the terms and conditions, and I'm just going to link that to, I think I know my terms and conditions link, so I'm just going to link that here, put that link there, and then here. I think this is client terms. This may not work. I don't know if I know what I never can let things go. I think it's client terms. Oh, I think it's traveler terms. It's called traveler terms. I don't remember my link directly. So this probably is going to fail, but I'm going to put traveler terms. I'm just going to leave that there. And then here we're going to do the action, new window, and then click save. And so now you've created this text box here that will allow you to do this. Now I'm going to do this in test mode so I can actually show you how it works. And so now I've created this payment link, and I can include that payment link in a text message. I can send it in an email, and it's going to be a payment link just for the deposit for my Cancun trip. Now, if I had a different one, let's see, I think this one, these are all single payments. These are not, none of these are recurring, which is what you would do as a single payment. Here, let's see what this one is. That's okay. This was a test one that we're doing. So this is $175 per day. You can also see that this is in test mode here. And then the great thing is that it automatically pulled in the terms associated with our payment plan. So here on payment links, you save that, and then you can preview what it's actually going to look like. And again, when you send the link out to whoever you're sending it out to, this is effectively what. So it took me less than a minute, more so, to explain it to you than it actually took to create it. You can quickly create a link, and it can be associated with a trip that you already have in play, and you just want to send somebody the link to the payment. You can do that through a payment link without actually setting up a full page, without setting up a sales page or that kind of stuff. This is really great. And again, what I really like about that is that you can also include your terms and conditions without any problems. And so this one happens to be a recurring payment. So you can also set up a recurring payment through a link and then use that link in any communication. So let's say you're doing a social media post, and it's maybe for Black Friday. I think great use cases would be for Black Fridays, where maybe you're not going to do a full-on sales page for Black Friday. It's just going to be, hey, listen, you want to get this deal, you're going to want to sign up for this deal, and this is how you do it. Create a payment link to do that. So payment links are a really great use case, I think, for quick, easy actions that when you're doing quick, easy selling, you don't need the value of a sales page because you are selling to an audience of people who are already familiar with who you are. So you can send them straight to a payment page as opposed to setting up a full-on funnel or sales funnel. All right, so that's one feature that I really like here. So here you can just copy and send, and then you're going to actually get that link to your for this payment. You can also get a personalized link for a particular person. So if you have a person in mind that you just want to send a custom link just to them, you can select the person's name, and then that person will be who the link is for specifically. So you can then, once you click on send it to list, you can select the person that you want to send it to. Here, I don't know why, I think, let's say I send it, I don't know which version of me this is, but I'm going to do the one that's Sunday test, because I think that's something I was doing on the 25th here. And then it will send out, I think our demo account, we don't have text message turned on. So I'm just going to send it via email. And then here you can select a template if you already have an email template or an SMS template, or you can just send, I'm just going to do test payment link feature, and then click send. And then that email is going to go out, and I'm going to show you what that email looks like here. So I recommend using payment links for people who are already familiar with you, that don't need a sales page. You just want to send them straight to a payment link. You can do that if you already have something that's established. Typically, you could send them an invoice too, but if you need something really quick, you could just send them straight to a payment link. So I think that's really a good use case. So I'm going to show you what the email looks like for this example. So here, I did not I did not edit the text or anything. I didn't create a custom email template, but this is what the email looks like. Uh-oh, sorry about that. This is what the email looks like that comes out. And then when they click on view offer, the checkout page shows up for you. So payment links, really powerful. Love the ability to do that. Let me show you really quick on the next use case that's really good is for recurring invoices. So we have the ability to, I'm going to just show you all invoices and what that looks like. So in our demo account, we've got, this is the invoice dashboard. And so you can see all invoices that have been cut. And these are going to be single invoices. If you want to see recurring invoices, you're going to go to this recurring invoice option. Difference between a regular invoice and a recurring invoice is a recurring invoice is an invoice that goes out based on a predefined set of criteria that you're going to define, and it's a recurring type of payment. So usually your payment plans are going to be recurring invoices. So if somebody wants to go to Aruba and you set up 5 payments, that's going to be set up as a recurring invoice typically when you set that up. So recurring invoices are a thing that you can create. And so to create a recurring invoice, you do already need to have a product created. You create the product, define what the characteristics of the product are, and then you can set that up. So we're just going to create a new recurring invoice here. And one of the new features that we've added in our invoicing ability is the ability to see that invoice already before you send. So you have this preview of what the invoice looks like. One of the things that in our payments training we talk about is setting up the invoice settings. I'm not going to go over that today, but this terms and conditions you can see automatically appears is because I've defaulted that to show up on every invoice that I create. Now for the recurring invoice, I always say start at the top and work your way down. Top, you're going to want to name this invoice, whatever it is that you are doing it. So we're going to call this our test recurring invoice. And then I typically say the name of what the trip is or the name of the person dash the trip so that I know what it is for. So I'm going to say this is for me. And then here in the customer information, you're going to select your client's name as to what it was, who it is for, and then you're going to add a new invoice. You're going to add the product. So here I'm going to add a, let's add a Bali double occupancy here. And this is a full price here. I don't know if I have I'm going to delete that and see if I have a Bali payment plan in the system. Yeah, so here's a double occupancy payment plan. I'm going to delete that here. I'm going to delete that one. Now, the one thing that is new for our system is the ability to add a tax. And so one of the things that we talk about is being able to sort of pass that credit card processing fee on. So what we've done is we've added a tax, and we call that our credit card processing. I actually think I've named I've created a new one in my live account, and I don't call it credit card processing fee. I call it a service fee, and then I name it. I think it's 3.85 is what I've done. So whatever that tax rate is that you can do, you can now add that automatically to your invoices and to your product setups when you get ready to do that. So you can see that that's here. Again, I would not have the word credit card processing. I would call it a service fee. And then that will automatically be added in this recurring invoice that I do. Now, the thing that you're going to want to do here is you can add a discount. We've already added the tax. We're going to take a look at the recurring invoice settings. And in this setting is where you establish when the event or when the invoice needs to get generated. And so we're going to say today's the 5th. So we're going to say that this is going to get generated on the 5th every month. And we're going to start today, and then we're going to end after 5 occurrences. And then we want this invoice to send out 7 days in advance. And then you've got these additional notes and terms. So here it automatically brought in the terms and conditions that I have. set for my invoice settings. You can change this, but we default in these settings automatically. So once you are done with that, then you can save, and then you can also schedule it. And so I think that is all that it needs. And you can also see what the preview of that looks like here, and then you can schedule it. And again, you have the option of right here, enabling auto payment. I recommend enabling auto payment unless there's a compelling reason why you wouldn't enable auto payment, but I know some of you all don't do that. We do auto payment for all of our payments. It's actually included in our terms. And so if you do decide to do that, you would just need to toggle that on when you create it. I'm going to set this on to test as well so that it will create it, and then I'm going to send it as an email. Now, I have attached an invoice. We have a template for our workflows that are already attached. So this invoice type here is, or this email template is what here. Now, if you have a special email template that you would like to do, you can always attach your own email template. But I'm going to go ahead and set that to myself so you can also see what that looks like. That'll be over in just 1 second. Refresh my screen. All right, and here is that invoice email that just came out to me here. So here's the invoice, and then here's the amount. And then when I click on open invoice, it automatically will take the client to the payment. So recurring invoices. So now, for 4 months, it's going to send out that invoice. It automatically will send out the invoice and the invoice email 7 days before the invoice is due. I have it set to auto payment. So we'll actually pay using the credit card on file and send them a receipt and all of that before it is due. So this is already available. So the person would go ahead and pay. I'm going to use the test credit card for payment here. And if you have done any testing with me, you know that that number is 4242 across the board. And then here, and then I'm going to go ahead and pay that. And you see here, these options that are available, those are options that are connected to my Stripe account. So the options that are available to you and to your clients will be based on the settings that you have for your Stripe account. And so again, we do go over that pretty in depth in a training that we have for Stripe integration. All right, so the next use case that I wanted to go over is inside of payments is we do have the integration methods that I mentioned before. So I just want to remind you, because we've actually added some additional ones since I did the training some while ago. So we have Stripe, which is natural. Most of our advisors are using Stripe as their integration point. However, there was a huge demand and request for Square. So Square is also an integration point too now. So if you have a Square account and you'd like to integrate with our system with your Square account, you can do that as well. Authorized Net, NMI, and PayPal. Typically, I don't recommend advisors use PayPal to do their transactions, but if you do, we do have the ability. We also have the ability now to accept payment methods. However, I do not believe that it's available inside of, the only place that it is available to use is in your e-commerce store and on your order form. I still have an action item to check how the order form would do this, like if we could do this on sales pages. So I will check on that. Where I think this would be a really good use case for travel advisors is wire instructions. So if you accept wire instructions, I do know some advisors that work with group leaders or even individuals, and they're high ticket sales and they don't want to, the client doesn't want to incur any sort of credit card processing fees, so they will have them wire. So having this manual payment option is a really good way for you to be able to give instructions for wire instructions. You can also do that on your invoices, like just have that information in the terms section of your invoice and give people the information there as well. So then the one last thing I want to show you is I want to give you a sneak peek at a new feature that we are currently in beta with a few advisors right now, which is our online travel boss payment solution that will be available inside of the tool. What this payment solution will allow you to do is for travel advisors who are doing supplier invoices. So if you are familiar with TravelJoy's ability to do supplier invoices, you collect credit card information and you need to be able to get that credit card information so you can pay your suppliers. We've created that solution that's in beta. I'm going to test it right now for you and let you know that our goal is to have that released in full by first quarter. We're letting a few travel advisors use it right now as we're testing, but our goal is to have that available in first quarter. So let me just give you a really quick example of how this works. I'm going to set this as our default payment, and then I'm going to just show you what a user would experience. So once you select OTB payments as the default, what will happen is when somebody goes to pay, they're going to see the same experience that they see today. I hit the wrong funnel. Hold on, let me go to the right one. What's going to happen is they're going to see the same experience that they would today. The only difference is the way that we're collecting the payment will allow you to get that payment information later so that you can use it to pay your suppliers. All right, let me just make sure that this is set to test mode. All right, save that, and then, all right, so I don't know if this one has a product associated with it. I always forget which one when I'm doing these tests, but let's see. All right, this one does. All right, so here what you're going to see is, so just quickly what I did is I had a sales page, and then I just quickly went to the Book Now page. And so your client will put in their information. Just like they normally do. And they'll select the payment, and then they'll select your terms. And then when they select the terms, they're going to go to a custom page, which is our collection page. And this page is designed for, I don't know what our business address is. All right. And this is just for, say, Georgia here. And then we're going to just put in the, I think that's too many 424s, but it will let me know if I've hit too many. So here we're just going to, and then that's too many 4242s. All right. So what happened in this situation is I've collected the credit card information. For travel advisors, you now need to be able to get that. I'm not going to go through the rest of this funnel. What I'm going to show you now is how you as a travel advisor can go and get the information that you need. So here we're going to go to payments, and we're going to go grab that transaction ID. So here's that $200 payment that I just made. And then I'm going to go grab that transaction ID, and I'm going to just copy that. And then in our OTB payments, you as the advisor, you need to be able to see that. You'll be able to now see that through our OTB payments. So this was a really requested feature by you travel advisors out there, where you need to be able to securely capture credit card in a PCI compliant way. So now our OTB payments will allow you to do that. Like I said, we're in beta finishing up some last minute features, but I did want to show you that as we get finished to wrap up. Listen, if you have any questions and would like more information on Travel Pro Suite, do not hesitate to leave me a message and reach out. We are going to get ready to start office hours. If you need any help in your travel business, go ahead and join me now. Go to sundaygardner.com and join me inside of office hours starting now. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day.